guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about hair porosity, types of hair porosity, how to take care of your hair in whatever category you fall, and how to do your porosity test, how to find out what porosity you lie under. So without further ado, I just want to say I know I've been MIA on you guys, but I'm back. And if you're new here, hit the red subscription button down below right here and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out on any video. So let's get right into it. So what is hair porosity? Hair porosity is how well your hair is able to absorb and hold moisture. There are three categories of hair porosity: 1, low porosity; 2, medium or normal; and 3, the high porosity stage. If you've got low porosity hair, your hair doesn't easily absorb moisture. Your hair easily builds up. Your hair takes so much time to dry up. Low porosity hair means your hair cuticle is very smooth. It barely has any openings, so when you add moisture to your hair, it does not easily absorb into the hair shaft. And it's very important for hair to absorb into the hair shaft because that's when your hair gets moisturized. The second category is medium or normal low porosity. As you can see, normal, these people are the chosen ones in the hair generation, because medium or normal hair is low maintenance. You don't have to go to extremes. It's just low maintenance. You can use any product basically. And if you've got high porosity hair, on the other hand, your hair easily absorbs moisture, but it also easily loses moisture. So meaning your moisturizing game has to be on point, and you have to moisturize on a regular basis. Let's get into the types of tests that you can do to know your porosity. The first one is a flow test. You get your hair strand from your scalp. Make sure you pull it out from your scalp because we don't want any breakage if you pull it from the middle of the hair strand. Pull it from your scalp. Get a few strands, 2, 3, 1 if you want. If you don't want to lose any more strands, just get 1, 2, 3. Get a bowl of water or a cup, a dish, anything you prefer. Get those strands, drop them into the water. Make sure the water is room temperature. Don't get hot water, don't get warm water, don't get cold water. Just get low, medium water from a tap, put it in a bowl, throw those hair strands in. You can wait for over 5 minutes, 10 if you want, 2 days. It doesn't really matter. If your hair is low porosity, it will be low porosity even after leaving that hair strand in for 2 years. Why? Because if you've got low porosity hair, your hair will not sink. It will be floating on the surface of the water, because your cuticle, I will insert a photo here to show you how tight the cuticle of low porosity hair is. So if you got low porosity hair, your hair strands are very tight and they barely have any openings on them, so it's really hard for moisture to get absorbed into the hair strands. And during the flow test, if your hair strands doesn't sink to the bottom but it's on the middle or in the middle, meaning you've got normal hair porosity. If it sinks or goes way down at the bottom, you've got high porosity. This means your hair easily absorbs moisture. So once it absorbs moisture, it sinks down to the bottom because it becomes heavier. So density. Okay. Their second type of test to find out your porosity is the slip and slide. Basically, get your hair strand. Don't pull it out of your scalp. Hold it from the bottom. Let me give an example of this pen that I have here. My big pen is acting as my strand. Slide your fingers upwards to your scalp. If this is your strand on your scalp, slide your fingers way up. If it's running smooth, then your hair is low porosity, because your cuticle formation is very tight, so it doesn't feel bumpy, it's smooth. If you've got high porosity hair, the moment you're sliding up, you can feel something bumpy as you're going up. It's not as smooth as low porosity, it's very bumpy. As you're going down, it's all smooth, but as you're going up, it's when you differentiate low porosity and high porosity hair. The third test, you can just get a spray bottle over your head and notice the type of how long the water will get absorbed into your hair. If it takes a while for water, you have to touch your hair, you have to do all sorts of things for hair to go into your hair shaft. That means you've got low porosity hair. Okay, and if you are from washing your hair, you do a style, you put a bonnet on your hair takes long for it to dry. The next day you sleep, the next day you're trying to unravel your twists and your hair it still has that wet feel, it's not as dry, you've got low porosity hair. But for someone you do your own style, 10 minutes later, over 10 minutes is too much, but like an hour or two, your hair is already dry and ready for that twist out in the streets. Your hair is high porosity, because high porosity hair dries faster. It dries as fast as it absorbs moisture. Low porosity takes so long, so your hairstyles need to stay in longer for you to have the desired results. How to take care of low porosity hair? Low porosity hair, stay away from protein. Protein is not good for your hair. Protein has got very big molecules, so they are very hard and they'll just lie on your strand and close those little pores you have. So stay away from proteins. When you're deep conditioning, always use heat. I know it's almost impossible if you don't have a hair dryer. If you don't have a hair dryer to use heat, but there are other alternatives. Once heat up your deep conditioner. Don't just get your deep conditioner. If it's a DIY, don't just get it from the fridge. It's still cold and put it. Nothing will happen. It will just clog up your pores. At least if it's a store-bought product, there are products nowadays that are specifically meant for low porosity, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you're deep conditioning with a regular conditioner, always use heat. You can get your shower cap, put it over your deep conditioner on your scalp, get a scarf, wrap it around your hair, and wear a bonnet. All that layering will create heat on your scalp and open up the cuticles, and your hair will get deep conditioned. High porosity hair needs a lot of moisture. You always have to moisturize your hair every 2 days, even every other day if your hair dries really, really fast. Like I said, high porosity hair dries really fast. It's not hair where today you moisturize, tomorrow you're already saying your hair is dry, your scalp is already itchy and dry, and they can already see dandruff. That means you've got high porosity hair. I'm not saying dandruff means high porosity hair, because then every type of hair has dandruff usually. But if your hair dries, your scalp will flake and you'll experience white stuff, which is dandruff. So always keep your scalp moisturized, always keep your hair strands moisturized if you've got high porosity hair. Do this 24/7. Not 24/7, but do it regularly. Another thing with high porosity hair is use heavy oils. Use oils like coconut oil, olive oil, Jamaican black castor oil to seal in the moisture. As you're doing your LOC method, if you don't know the LOC method, go watch my previous video. I posted where I was doing the LOC method. So if you can do the LOC method, which is the leave-in the oil on the cream. Make sure your oil is a heavy oil, not a light oil. Use oils like Jamaican black castor oil, coconut oil, and all the other oils. If you've got low porosity hair, trash these oils. Yeah, you can give somebody with high porosity hair. You don't have to throw them. But yeah, change your oils. Make sure next time you're buying products for hair, you buy light oils. Almond oil, all those light oils are the ones that you're supposed to use, because they easily penetrate into your hair shaft and your hair will get moisturized. Always use a leave-in conditioner. Don't skip leave-in conditioners when you're moisturizing. And if you've got low porosity hair, make sure you use LCO instead of LOC. So the leave-in, then your cream, and finally your oil to seal in all the moisture. There are some people that say their hair was low porosity at some point, then their hair is now high porosity. How is that possible when porosity is genetic? Yeah, it is genetic, but for the most part, but chemicals can change anything. Chemicals can change your hair porosity. It can move it from high to low, from low to high. Okay? So how you take care of your hair will determine what porosity you have, other than genetics. Okay? So if you've got low porosity hair and you keep on using chemicals and all those hash ups like heat, it will cause your hair shaft to open up more and become vulnerable to moisture, and you end up having high porosity hair, yet you had low porosity hair a couple of months ago. So be careful what product you use on your hair. Always make sure you read the ingredients. We've come to the end of this video, guys. I hope you learned one or two things. I hope you can now find out what your porosity is if you don't already know that. If you do the porosity test after watching this video, make sure you leave a comment in the section. Go do your porosity test, come back, leave a comment and tell me how it went, what your porosity is now, so that I can figure out how to help you handle your hair, because you don't do the same. Like I said, use different products, so you have to learn your porosity so you can know how to take care of it. Maybe I can help you with, maybe we have the same porosity and I can give you some of the pointers and few remedies that I use for my hair. Okay, so we've come to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I'll leave some of the links in my description below. Go watch my videos and leave a happy comment, because I love you guys and thank you for all the support you've been showing me. I really appreciate it. We're over 600 subscribers. That is so unbelievable. I'm so thankful and I love you guys. Bye.